Joining us, Fox News contributors Jessica Tarlov, Senior Director of Research for Bustle.com, and Lisa Booth, Senior Fellow at Independent Women's Voice. She took my breath away. Did she just say that being a capitalist was what led to her election loss, Jessica?
Well, not in full, but I actually think she's making a really good point. When you look at the statistics of how many people who self-identify as Democrats are now saying that they're Democrat socialists, you see this all the time on Twitter, you know, that little rose emoji that they use to identify themselves. It's over 40%. It's even more when you look at younger voters there. I think she's making a really valid point, especially when you consider how big of a deal her Goldman Sachs speeches were. And that was all because of the narrative that Bernie Sanders and the Republicans were using, that Hillary Clinton was just a dirty capitalist, and she didn't share the same values as the rest of the party that want Medicare for all and free college tuition. And I think she's completely right.
Well, first of all, add this to the list of 100 reasons why she said she's lost the election.
Well,
right,
I mean,
Lisa?
it could be an entire new book, because she has literally come up with 300-something pages of excuses now.
Yeah.
But I think you're missing the point on the Wall Street and why that impacted her. It was the hypocrisy of it, because she claimed to be against Wall Street, you know, they're evil, fat pig capitalists, but yet she was taking their money, and we all know that she subscribed to their beliefs. So it was the hypocrisy. And that was sort of the broader problem with Hillary Clinton, is you never really knew where she was on any of the issues. And then you add in other layers about, you know, the emails and lying about that and people not trusting her. It was the lack of authenticity. And you go back and look at President Trump, you knew exactly what he stood for. It was simple. It was immigration. It was law and order. It was the economy. You go back with Hillary Clinton. Who was she? What did she believe? What did she stand for? And so I think she was incapable of motivating voters to turn out and vote for her, because what were they voting for to begin with?
It was that first Democratic debate in 2015 that Sanders refused to identify himself as a capitalist, saying, do I consider myself part of the casino capitalist process by which so few have so much,
so evil,
so many have so little, by which Wall Street greed and recklessness wrecked this economy? No, I do not.
Well, he won't identify as a capitalist. He also won't identify as a Democrat and continues to do that. So that's part of the absurdity of the whole Sanders thing. As for what Hillary Clinton stands for, I respectfully disagree there. I think she was very clear about what she stands for, and then she got pushed and pushed and pushed by the progressive left. What? She stood for a free market with restrictions, which is exactly what she said in that interview. She stands for a strong social safety net. She stands for equal opportunity. She stands for diversity and inclusivity. She stands for all of the things that make Democrats great. She stands for improving Obamacare, not for single payer. And single payer in an ideal world, but realistic. And that's what she really got hurt by being realistic about what things cost and what it takes to actually get these things implemented. That's something Bernie Sanders never dealt with, continues not to deal with.
I think she got hurt by the fact that she was not able to communicate those beliefs to the same way that you just did. She was not an effective messenger. And I think it
should have been me.
You know, I'm reminded, though, of how many times now we hear the left say the right can't stop talking about Hillary Clinton. They bring her name into every conversation. But yet, Jessica, she still just keeps putting herself out there and saying things like this. Being a capitalist is what led to her election loss.
President Trump ran as a pro-business capitalist, and he won the election. So I would also just offer that to the table in this conversation, as well as Hillary Clinton saying that somehow
it says more about her party than it does anything else, right?
Well, right. If you look at her history, you know that Hillary Clinton is someone who has supported and championed the free market. We know what good the free market can do. There is a tension within our party, which there is on the Republican side as well. It's not like everything is all hunky-dory over there. And I would say, as for President Trump, it was clear who he was, but he also said things like, oh, don't worry, we'll make sure everyone still has health care, which is not at all what the Republican platform was. You know, he actually said, we'll keep all the entitlements as well. Don't you worry, we're not going to get rid of that. That's not what the Republican platform is. Right, so he really mixed messages.
Well, but the point that I'm making is that you could go back and very clearly articulate, you know, the three broad strokes in which he stood for and what he campaigned on. Again, immigration, law enforcement, economy. You can't do that with Hillary Clinton. And even you, going through the list as an effective communicator, which you are, it took you like 5 minutes to try to come up with what she stood for.
Well, and that's the problem.
You need a bumper sticker message. She never had that.
Well, my new one is Democrats are the party of health care.
All right. Well,
okay.
There you go.
Lisa, Jessica, nice to see you.
You need a big bumper.